What's up, guys? We're back, and today we're going to talk about how to field a ground ball. So we teach fielding a ground ball two ways. Today we're going to talk about soft hands. The other way would be punching through the ball. Okay, so when we get set for fielding the ground ball, having soft hands, I want you guys to think we're going to set our feet just a little bit wider than shoulder width apart. Okay, then from here, we want to think bend our legs, and then we're going to think reach out with our glove. Okay, so with our feet and our glove, we're going to create a triangle. Okay, so we want to think have a nice big triangle. So you can see my glove is the top of the triangle, and then my 2 feet are the base of the triangle. Okay, so with our glove, we want to reach out, like I said, so we don't want to field the ground ball between our legs. If we keep the glove between our legs, it's going to make it, if the ball does make a bad hop, we don't have room to give with it, so it's going to end up booting off of our arm, our body, wherever. If we're reaching out, if the ground ball does make a bad hop, we can give with it and still field it clean. Okay, so then the next thing, when we're reaching out, we want to think fingers down, palm up. So we want to be here. So we're making a nice big pocket for that ball to go into. Okay, so we don't want to be here. If you're here, a lot of times the ball hits off the top of your fingers here, or it just rolls up your arm. Okay, so we're here. And then we want our throwing hand to be here, so that way we can kind of trap the ball into our glove. Then finally, we want to really think our eyes down also. Okay, so anytime we're catching a ball, we're fielding the ball, anything with the ball, we got to watch the ball into wherever we're trying to make the play. Okay, and then one more thing. When you're in this position, we want to think our back nice and flat. That allows us to be able to reach out far. So we don't want to be standing here like this. Okay? Okay, so now whenever we work through actually fielding the ball and having soft hands, I just showed you how to get set. Okay? So one drill that we do with having soft hands, we break it down into 3 different steps. So it'll be stopping at the catch, and then looking the ball in, and then setting our feet. So for the first step, you're just going to get set. So we do this multiple ways. You guys can partner up with a teammate or have a coach or whichever throw. Just roll your ground balls. A lot of times we do just go ahead and get the feet set. And then after you do a couple of that, maybe you do somewhere you move side to side. And then you could also do all 3 of these steps off of live ground balls. So actually hitting the ground balls at the kids. Okay, so let's go. The first one, we're going to go ahead and just get set in our fielding position. And then from here, you'll have your partner just roll you the ball. So you'll be here. Once they roll you the ball, you're just going to reach out, stop at the catch. So you see here how I've reached out, got my glove out in front of me. I'm down in my legs. My weight on my legs is balanced. Okay, a lot of kids want to catch the ball off like this, in kind of a staggered stance. Okay, if the ball again would take a bad hop, it makes it harder for you to move your feet. Okay, so let's be balanced with our feet. Okay, we're having them even. And then think, you always want the weight, your body weight on the balls of your feet. Okay, so that means you are ready to move, again, just in case the ball would happen to take a funky hop, or just trying to get the ball centered with your body. Okay, so again, we're going to go back to stop at the catch. So you'll be here, go ahead and get set, roll that ball, and then you'll just reach out, get that ball out in front of you. I always make the kids stop here and pause here so they can feel. So they're trying to feel where they're at, fingers down, palm up, that back nice and flat, down in their legs, and then they'll just stand up. If they're partnered up, they'll roll it back to their partner. Okay, and then now step number 2 would be looking into your belt. So when we look the ball into our belt, okay, so this would be the soft hands part. So when you field a ground ball, you almost want to think you don't even hear that ball hit your glove. So you want to think those soft hands, look it in. It shouldn't be a loud bang. You're giving with the ball. So again, let's go ahead and get set. You'll have your partner roll the ball back to you. You'll be here, reach out to catch the ball, and then pull it into your belt. So now you've noticed whenever I've looked the ball into my belt, I didn't raise my body up at all. Okay, so I stayed down in my legs. I kept my chest down. I most definitely kept my head down, my eyes down, where I was looking the ball into. Okay? So then from there, then The third step would be now adding in your feet, how you're gonna set your feet to throw. Okay, so for this one, when we do this, I want you guys still to think you have that triangle that we talked about before with your feet and your glove here. So me, I'm a righty. When I go to set my feet, I'm going to put my right foot, so just a visual, put my right foot where basically my glove was in the triangle. So I'm here. Once I've flicked the ball in, it's going to be right, left, and set, okay? But then think when we're making the throw, when we're making a play, we want to be moving towards our target. So that's why we want to think that first step be at the top of the triangle, okay? So that gets you moving the direction you're trying to throw the ball. Okay, so this one will look like when your partner rolls you the ball, you'll reach out, look it into your belt, and then go right, left, and separate as you're setting your feet. So now you're in that good throwing position, okay? And then again, I just make the kids pause there for a few seconds so that way they can feel where they're at. They can move slow through that, think about each step. And then the better they get, you can speed them up. So then once they start getting more comfortable with that, it'll actually start to be more of like a hop into where they're going to throw the ball. So as it gets quicker, it'll be here, reach out to there, okay? So there was how to set your feet and then how to work through the soft hands. So we'll make a video on the other way to field a ground ball like we talked about, which would be punching through the ball. So keep an eye out for that one. Go ahead and give these soft hands a try. Leave a comment below, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks, guys.